Welcome to Nonna's Kitchen. Let's give a minute, see if anybody jumps on. I am so happy to be with you this morning. Hello out there. I am Nonna, and welcome to my kitchen. And I am going to come to you today. I made the bread the base bread that I always make, but I turned it into cinnamon rolls. Oh my goodness. My BFF that eats with us every day said, you've got to go live with this. And so that's what I'm doing this morning. My cousin Pam said that she needed something to help her with this keto lifestyle that was sweet. So Pam, this is for you also. Guys, I don't know what's going on this morning. I do not see any of the comments or see who you are out there. So I need you to do hashtag. Put a 1 in the comments if you are watching me live. Put a hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay. And I will get to your comments later since I can't see you this morning. I don't know. In this bowl, I have 1 cup of mozzarella cheese and 2 ounces of cream cheese. Cream cheese, that's it. Hey, Selena, I'm now seeing somebody. All right, so I'm going to take my cheese and throw it in the microwave. Be right back. Welcome to Nonna's Kitchen. Oh, I'm starting to see some people. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Tiffany. Love you, girl. Good morning. Welcome to Nonna's Kitchen. We're making cinnamon rolls. Hello, Lavonda. Okay, so in my bowl, if you've watched me make the bread, I have 1 cup of almond flour. And to that, because I'm making it sweet, I'm not adding garlic. So I'm going to add about 1/3 cup of a sugar substitute. I use monk fruit. And I am adding salt, about a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon. I am adding 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And my baking soda isn't out. Let me grab that. Sounds like our cheese is melted. 30 more seconds on the cheese. All right, so we're adding the 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. All right, so in here, for the base of the bread, I have 1 cup of almond flour, about 1/3 cup of a sugar sweetener. I use monk fruit. Hey, Julie. A teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Grabbing our cheese. All right, in the cheese mixture, I have 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, and normally I put about 1 ounce, but today I put 2 ounces of cream cheese. And now to that, I'm gonna whip it a little bit to cool it off so we don't cook our eggs in it. That bowl got hot, hot, hot. All right, so I have 1 egg that I've lightly beaten. Hey, baby. I don't think you've ever tuned in live from the other room. That's awesome. Hey, Dee. All right, so I am going to add in and whip in our egg into our cheese. Dee, today we are taking the bread recipe that I do the garlic rolls, and we are making cinnamon rolls for breakfast. My friend Alice, who eats here, had them last night, and she was like, oh my gosh, you've got to go live with that. And then my cousin Pam sent me a message to say, I'm really missing my sweets. Do something sweet. Oh, absolutely. They were very yummy. So, again, in my mixing bowl, I have 1 cup of almond flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon each of my baking soda, baking powder, some salt. I am not going to forget my apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon. If you know me in my cooking, I don't usually measure. This is a challenge for me. I usually just do it by how I feel, what it looks like. All right, so I'm adding the cheese and eggs to my blender. All right, let's make the dough. Put that dough hook on. Let me get some of this out of the way. All right, so kind of tell me what your plans are for the day. Good morning, Tammy. Is everyone coming from? Hey, Tammy, this is sugar-free cinnamon rolls. Hey, Karen, good morning. All right, so while that's going, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of Kerrygold butter and melt that. So tell me where you're watching me from. I'm in Rossville, Georgia. Ashley, why are you in North Carolina instead of Maryland? I don't know. You didn't tell me that. If you are watching me live, put a 1. If you're watching me on a replay, put a hashtag replay. Watching and kind of pull that dry mixture into my dough a little bit. Start it back again. Let that dough roller do all the work. Dee okay, Ashley, great. Dee was telling people that her cousin Dorothy doesn't put it on her hands, and you are correct. Hey, Wanda, good morning. Hey, Jerry. Oh, Lord, Jerry, paparazzi in the house. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start making the filling while this is finishing up. All right, so I've got the 2 tablespoons of the Kerrygold butter. To that, I am adding 2 tablespoons of substitute brown sugar and about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And I'm going to mix those together. It's kind of pasty, not super runny when I get this finished, but it's not so thick that I can't kind of brush it on with. Hey, Lisa, good morning. We're making, oh, Jeanette, how are you doing? How's everything in New York City? You staying out of there? All right, in this baggie, I have about 1/3 of a cup, maybe, of walnuts that I have crushed with my hands, beat with my rolling pin a little earlier, and that's going to be on that also. So I'm going to put these 2 aside right here for right now. All right, and let's get this going. I have my oven at 350, and that is preheating. And I, as you know, going to put on my gloves. All right. Now, on my 2 parchment papers, I am going to add just a little coconut flour. And I think it just adds a little bit of extra sweetness, and it also keeps the flour from sticking. If it's in a sticky day, the humidity does play with this dough, I've noticed. And so you've got to kind of work with that. I know that my cousin Pam said she tried to make the pizza dough and it was just too sticky and didn't work out and she needed to roll it a little thinner. So it just depends on the humidity is what I'm noticing as how well it does. All right, so I've got my dough. I'm going to stick it, spread, kind of roll it in the almond flour real quick. Let's put this out of your way. All right, and now I'm going to add the second sheet of parchment paper. I'm going to kind of push that down a little bit so that the roller doesn't have to do all of the work. And now I'm just going to roll it out. I want to roll it in sort of a rectangle so that I can create my roll here in a minute. But I'm not too picky. If it rolls just right, great. If not, I'm not going to be using a pizza cutter to cut it out. All right. Get that a little while longer this way. So has anybody heard what kind of weather are we having? I keep hearing sometimes it's going to rain, sometimes it's not going to rain. I don't know. All I do these days is kind of work around teaching students who are online. If you're a teacher out there, hats off to you. If you're a parent out there having to be a teacher, hats off to you. Okay, so I've kind of rolled out the dough. Whoop. My parchment doesn't like that. Now I'm going to take my cinnamon. I don't see my brush right now, so we're going to do it this way. Putting my cinnamon, butter, brown sugar substitute mixture on. I'm going to spread that out, put all that yumminess. Smells good. I love the smell of cinnamon. But guys, if you prefer some other flavoring, my sister Wanda one time during football season, because we're Vols fans, brought over some that had an orange flavor, and I thought, I am not going to like those. But yeah, they were very good. And of course, how could it not be if we're cheering on the Vols? This virus has to get out of here because I'm going to need my family soon. I am not used to being without my sister and the rest of my family, and this has been a little stressful. All right, so I'm taking my nuts, sprinkling them around. How's it looking so far? Can you see it? Hey, Lisa. You do need to try this, Dee. Go Vols. Patty, hello. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and start rolling it into my cinnamon roll. Okay, so I'm just helping the parchment and then tucking with my hands. Okay, voila. We have a roll. Can you see that? Now I'm just going to take a knife and try to cut it evenly. For those of you that know me, I don't see very well, so cutting things evenly is not my forte. But I'm using the first one I cut as a guide. The reason is if you cut them at different widths, then they will cook differently in the oven. So just trying to get them, well, I had just a little bit left, but guess what? That little guy is not going to be left out. It's not going to happen. All right, I'm going to spray just in case. I thought I was going to spray. Real live video when I'm not planning to go live and I go live. All right, so just a little bit of spray just to double check, make sure it doesn't stick. And I'm going to put look how good those look, guys. Hey, William, how's it going? How are the dogs handling you being at home all the time? I'm not sure the girls know how to act that way. All right, so I'm going to put these, and if I lose a nut, I'm sticking it right back in it. And I am going to just put these together around like you would if you were even opening a can. Okay? Just put these on here. And then I'm going to bake these. Depends on, again, a multitude of things. But the other night when I made them, I baked them for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right? Look at how they're looking so far. Hey, Angela. Hey, James. Kata. Kata, I have some questions for you, but I'll ask later. I'm going to put those in the oven and start that at 15 minutes. I will check back on them while we make the icing. It hasn't ended. They are so delicious. So in my bowl here, I have 2 ounces of cream cheese. I have a half a cup of substitute powdered sugar. I'm going to add, let's see how much I'm adding. A teaspoon of vanilla. And now I'm going to add the whipping cream. We're going to go old-fashioned, and I'm going to just beat it with this one so I don't have to clean my other mixer right now. So ready to eat these. They are so good, I'm telling you. It's the same bread recipe that I've been using for those delicious garlic rolls. I also made those into hot dog buns the other night. Okay, so I've softened my cream cheese. It's been out little before we did that. Again, guys, I'm going to guesstimate. I'm going to start with maybe a 1/4 cup. I'm going to whip. Excuse the noise. Last night, or the night before last when I made them, I put a little too much of the heavy whipping cream, which just meant that we had a whole lot of icing, which nobody around here complained. All right. So that was how quick and easy the icing was to make. I don't want it super thick because then it'll be too hard to pour over the cinnamon rolls when they're finished. Okay, so let me now these have already been picked through, but let me show you what the finished product looked like. Again, not extremely pretty because they have been picked over, but yummy. We have 3 left for this morning right now, and we will have a few more for later. And you have what sweetener do I use? I actually like monk fruit. You want to see that, Karen? So if I'm using the regular granulated sugar, I'm using the monk fruit. Because I could get it on Amazon, I got the Swerve in the brown sugar. They were out of that in the monk fruit. But really, this is my preference, the monk fruit. I prefer it in the powdered sugar, the granulated sugar, and the brown sugar. It's a good question. Good question. That is my preference. So in a little while, I will snap a picture. Ready to eat. I'll be in your driveway. Who said that? Okay, Dee, you come on. We will. Hey, If I have any left, I'll let you know when I go to physical therapy next week. Okay, guys, this was Nonna's version of a keto cinnamon roll. Again, just ask me any questions. If you want this delicious recipe, put group in the comment. I want to thank you for coming to my kitchen today to be with me, and I hope you enjoyed this recipe. See you later. Bye.